Intro note video for Unit 3 Criminal Law, so your introduction to the criminal law system and what we're going to talk about throughout the unit. Some key concepts for criminal law. Again, when we're talking about criminal law, it's crimes. We're not talking about torts and lawsuits. We're talking about you breaking the law and being charged by the government. And most crimes require an act to be committed accompanied by something known as the state of mind. So meaning that the legal action that you took or that person took was taken intentionally. You know you did something wrong. For instance, if here's a scenario, if you were at a restaurant and they checked your coat or umbrella, and then when on the way out you grabbed the wrong one, you didn't have a guilty state of mind. You didn't mean to. You just accidentally grabbed something that looked like yours. So there's state of mind, but then it's different than the motive. The motive is why you did something. So if you were hungry and didn't have any money, you decided to go to marathon. And when you went to marathon, your motive was to get a Snickers bar. That's why you're doing this, and you have a guilty state of mind because you know stealing's wrong, but that's the only way you were going to get that Snickers bar. So there are some crimes that don't have a state of mind, so those are called strict liability. So similar to the tort law, classic example would be a cashier knowing that they have to ask people for an ID for a sale of maybe cigarettes or alcohol, things like that. But they didn't. So no matter what, they didn't really do anything. They didn't really intend to sell to an underage person, but they did. And then any crime, you have to fulfill elements. So it's a piece of action that make up these specific crimes. So they have different crimes that might be similar, but do they fulfill these elements to charge that person? So if you're looking at robbery, you have to take someone's stuff, you have to take it from them, so on their person, off of them. And usually robbery then has another element that's different, and it's force or intimidation. So you're forcing that person to give you their stuff. So to be found guilty of robbery, again, you have to fulfill all three elements. If another example is similar, we kind of mix these up. Someone who breaks into your home while you are not there, they're actually not a robber because they're not taking anything from you. They're not forcing you. Okay, so that's burglary, not robbery, because they didn't force you, they didn't take it off your person, they just took it from your home. Two different areas of crimes and categories. Felonies are the more serious crimes. They're punishable by over 1 year in jail or prison, and misdemeanors are less than a year in jail or most likely fines, probation, things like that. So some examples, again, they're more severe for felonies, murder, robbery. You can go to state prison then. Sometimes you serve some time in county, but then you'll go to state and you lose some things like Second Amendment rights, right to vote, and serving on a jury. Where a misdemeanor, very less severe, shoplifting, domestic issues, you usually serve that time in county jail. You don't lose any civil liberties. When looking at crimes, there's different people that could be involved, and the main person, the person breaking the crime, is a principal. So the principal is the person who actually does that. Again, think about the most important person at the school is the principal. The most important person in the crime is known as the principal. Someone who helps along the way during the crime is the accomplice. People that are helping before and after, so the accessory before the fact, helps plan a crime but is actually not there beforehand, or someone who helps after knowing that the crime occurred and helps after, maybe to avoid capture. There's other crimes that things you fail to do. So usually you do something and you get charged with it. This is a crime of omission where you fail to do something. And the biggest example I can give you guys is the failure to pay your taxes, and the IRS will then come find you and fine you or put you in prison. There's also things known as preliminary crimes, so crimes that are committed or things that are committed before the actual crime itself. So solicitation, asking someone to commit a crime for you. So can you go steal this Snicker bar for me? Can you go kill this person for me? That's solicitation. Attempt is often a crime when maybe you attempted to do something but you weren't very successful, which sounds bad, but like attempted murder, you shot someone. Shooting someone can result in death. That person does not die, but it's still attempted murder. And there's also conspiracy. So working with someone else, two or more people who are conspiring, they are planning to commit a crime. So that's kind of your basics of criminal law and things to kind of consider when reviewing. Maybe do this on your own, try to quiz yourself. What does it mean to have a guilty state of mind? And then compare that to motive. And then what are the two main categories of crimes? And then when you're looking at a crime, what are the main characters, the main players or parties to a crime? And being able to explain those in detail are very important.